Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how I crafted an engaging piano intro that got used in the Motherless Brooklyn trailer. Okay, here we are. This is my track Theory of Rain. Well, it's not the whole track. There we go. This is my track Theory of Rain, taken from Elephant Music's Piano Works 7. And this track recently got placed on a trailer for the film Motherless Brooklyn. With Edward Norton. This was his story in the trailer. Now, I'm not going to actually play you the whole track because the money of this one was literally in the intro. So I'm just going to play you the intro. Then I'll talk about how I wrote it and how you can then take those ideas and craft your own engaging piano intros. I will talk a little bit about how you can develop them, but here we go. Okay, there we go. So that was my intro to the track Theory of Rain. Now, let's dive into the actual writing itself. You can see this is the track, basically. This chord progression here. So we're starting off with a D minor, D minor arpeggio, or ostinato, however you want to call it, that then moves on to a G major arpeggio, and then back to D minor, 2 chords. So if we just have a listen again. So you get the point. It's just a repeated idea. You know, I quantized it heavily because I tend to do that because my playing's usually not brilliant. But the interesting here and the engaging part here is it's not just a repeated piano idea. There is also a melody going on, and that melody is within the left hand here, playing an A, a D, an F, an A, and then it moves in a stepwise movement to the next chord tone of a G, which is B, and then to a chord tone, G, and then returns to the chord tone of A for the D minor chord. So all I'm doing is creating a simple melody using chord tones in the left hand. So I've got my right hand playing a pattern and my left hand playing chord tones. Okay, so now in this point of time, I'm thinking, okay, we need to add something interesting to this, something to give it a bit more of a push, because it's already quite a quick idea anyway. So I've just looped that section again, as you can see. Oh, looped that section again. There we go. Just looped it. And then over the top, I introduced this next idea, which I think is a fantastic idea. It's just a rhythmic idea bouncing around the chord tones again, pretty much. So you can hear it's going bouncing up and down, down the arpeggio of a D minor. And then all I do is jump it up here to the F and to another chord tone, and then drop it down to a passing note back down here to the chord tone of D for D minor. And then when I get up to G, I just switch to a G arpeggio, And here I use an F natural to give us a dominant 7, so that it creates tension in the lead up to the return. That was my idea for the cue. I then spread the idea out. Orchestrated the chord tones and the chords and the piano parts, and just developed into a full trailer cue. But the important part here was the engaging element of the intro. Those of you who know my work, you know that I love intros, love them, because they're the things that capture your ears. They're the things that get people's attention, and this one worked beautifully. Now, the thing with this is when I was writing this, I had a very clear picture in my mind. I had a picture of those, I guess they're drone shots these days, but like a drone shot over a city that was time-lapsed. So you had all these things rushing about. So I wanted something to indicate this speed, but I also wanted to have this kind of slow feeling of the time lapse, of things passing slowly over time whilst all these quick things were happening. And the nice thing about that is when you have these juxtaposed ideas of fast and slow, is it sounds interesting, and it sounds engaging, and I just love it. This is one of my favourite pieces of music I've ever written, actually. It's very nice, and it works beautifully on the Motherless Brooklyn trailer because it has that element of fast, of things happening. In this case, it sounds like Edward Norton's mind. Things are happening quickly, but at the same time, the overarching narrative, slower things are happening. So the way you can do this is just a 2-chord progression. Choose 2 chords and choose an arpeggio. So for instance, if I was to choose, let's choose F. So you hear my terrible playing there. You just keep this going, and then maybe go to a B major. Oh wait. Then maybe go to B major. There we go. Like that. So I'd drop it down an octave. Just because then if I start too high, then I have to go lower, and which would imply slower. If I start lower down, it gives me room to have something faster over the top. And then once you've got your initial idea going on, I'm going to slow it down so I can at least play this. Let's move that. Something like that. So I just used chord tones and the occasional passing note to add interest in the left hand. And then you just add another idea on top of that brings something new. There's not just a simple melody that's going through the chord tones. There's maybe just another pattern that's complementing it rhythmically, or even with a different inversion. And then what you can do is then you can go on to orchestrate it into a lovely piece of trailer music, but what you have there is the root, the important idea, an engaging piano intro. Now, if you want to hear more about writing music for film trailers, then go on over to the Trailer Music School. We've got loads of courses and forums and stuff. And of course, subscribe to my channel because I will be having more videos. I have lots of videos on writing trailer music, and click like to my video. Thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciate it.